Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll do a quick review of the new Korean dramas called Startup. I relate a lot to these dramas because I recently just launched my own company right before the pandemic happened of the COVID-19, and we've been going through a lot. And so there's a lot of the things that I can learn from this movie when it comes to, building your own company, building your own brand, the entrepreneurship spirit. There's a lot of things that I find in this movie when it comes to that I've learned as well in my personal experience when it comes to leadership, management, HR, running your own company and everything. There's definitely a lot of young and aspiring entrepreneur spirit tangled with cute romance, but today I'll just touch on a little bit about what I learned and how I relate it to running my own company from the series Startup.
남도산 CEO of 3사. We are the future. Yeah. We need a partner. Hi. Yeah. We'll make a lot of money. Bye.
The first thing that I noticed that has been super captivating to me is the fact that the movie emphasized on why you run a business. This has been repeated throughout the whole movie, and from what I understand, right, as I'm running my own organization and everything, the why is the most important part of your business. The hows and the what will just follow, but if you don't have a clear vision, a clear why of where you want your company to be, it will be very hard for you to build a lasting organization that will leave a lasting legacy. The more compelling your why is, the larger your followers is going to be, and then the higher chance of you succeeding, and the bigger the success is going to be. This is discussed in so many levels of leadership in building any organization for that matter. So we start off with Samsung Tech, right? The three dorky guys started their own organization, working in the rooftop office. It's moldy, it's hot during the summer, they don't get paid for anything, they got hunted down by the investor, aka their parents, the whole entire time. They are great developers, right? They could have good paying jobs anywhere, but they decided to stay with Dosan to build a business there. Why? They don't want to be other people's underlings. That was the initial why. It's fairly small, but there is a why, right? Injae, on the other hand, Won Injae, Sao Injae, whatever her name is, she left Morning Nature after working so hard to build that company up, right? And I started her own company. When she started, her initial why was just, I don't want to be seen as a chew-up gum. Dalmi, when she first appeared in her why, she said she want to be taking the upper floor elevator. She don't want to be, just a mere employee anymore that can be treated like garbage, like they can join anytime and leave anytime. However, to me, like Dalmi always strike me that she has something bigger from the beginning, because I guess it was the image of her dad and her vision of her dad on how the world should be.
요즘에 핸드폰 쓰는 사람들 엄청 많지? 그 핸드폰이 점점 좋아지면 어떻게 될까? 그걸로 사진도 찍고 음악도 듣고 뭐 인터넷도 하고 그러면
참 좋겠지.
참마 참 정도가 아니야. 세상이 무지막지하게 달라진다고. 지금부터 시작해봐 앞을 달려 running 세상에 소리쳐.
She always had that bigger why, which in the end was put in two words. Her why was she wants to be able to change the world, and it was just amazing, right? So you go, girl. When she talks about changing the world, that why reminded me of some people who has changed the world because they have some vision like that. Let's name some: Steve Jobs, Martin Luther King, the Wright brothers, Ford, blah blah, so on and so forth. You get the point. Having a compelling why also helped our characters from being sold out. Like for Dosan to reject Ji Pyong, 2 million won when he was struggling and couldn't even pay rent and had to sell some of his equipment, for Dalmi's dad to refuse to charge people when his business is going through the growing customer base. For Chol-san and Young-san to, continue working with Do-san even though they're not getting paid anything, it's not a single dime. For Injae and her team at Morning Nature, who is having a more established career, I would say, to just leave the position and just follow Injae because they believed in her. And obviously for the Samsan boys to almost didn't want to go to Silicon Valley, almost don't want to work for Tusto, a big giant company. I'm guessing it's like Tusto is like Google in real life. They don't want to work for Tusto because they don't think they don't have the same compelling why. The point is, a lot of business when they started, their vision was to let's get rich, let's have a lot of money, let's live a lavish life. But that is not what's captivating people. The people with the vision, the huge vision, I want to change the world, that's the one who's going to create a legacy that's going to last for a lifetime. I'm not saying the people who's chasing money will not last, but they will not have that big of a success as the people with a huge vision, like the guys that I mentioned, and Dalmi. Lesson number 2 is the ability to learn. Humble yourself and have the student mentality. As an entrepreneur, it is so important to never let your ego get in the way of, learning something new. Not willing to learn from others because you believe you're right and your ego is so big will only hurt you and your organization in the long run. I love this part about the series. Do-san was turned down so many freaking times and was hurt by Ji Pyong's word so many times, but all he did was just like, can you teach me your way? When Ji Pyong told him that you should step down as a CEO, a regular person with a big ego and somebody who, obviously is the one who founded the company will be like, no, this is my company, excuse you, bye. But Do-san, being humble as he is, look at his flaw, look at Dalmi's, ability, and he just realized, that is for the better. That's how Samsung gonna survive. So he followed the advice. That takes a lot of student mentality. Same thing with Young-san. So he obviously had a huge blame, like he put a huge blame on Ji Pyong because he thinks that Ji Pyong killed his brother for his harsh words. And with that being said, he was hurt, right? He don't want to listen, right? And he was successful. There's a lot of people chasing after him after he came back from Tusto. And, he just came back to Ji Pyong and asked for advice. Why wouldn't you invest in my company? Tell me why. Dalmi is my favorite character, and this is what builds a strong leader. She doesn't have an ego at all. There was one scene where she said, my ego and pride is the least that I care about at this point. From the scene that she kneeled down to beg Saha to join her team, to where she throw all of her pride away from hurting Do-san to follow him to, his getaway place, trying to convince him to go back. That is amazing. A lot of times when a person is CEO, they may think that they are like the hot shit and they have the world under their hands and they are so good. But in order to maintain your business, being able to humble yourself, to listen to other people's advice, to welcome them to the team, that takes a huge courage. And people who are not willing to do that, honestly, is insecure about themselves because they don't want to appear weak. But strong leaders never care because they are not afraid to look inferior to others. They know that they are always something that they can learn from somebody else.
원 회장님? 웬일이야, 님자를 붙이고.
지금부터 없던 존경심을 끌어모아 보려고. 가면 별 수 있나?
없겠지. 그 난동을 부려놓고 무슨 염치로. 최소 접근 금지야.
그럼 언니가 같이 가주라. 언니라면 들여보내줄 것 같은데.
내가? 왜?
나 가서 언니네 아버지한테 바짝 엎드려서 빌어볼까 하거든.
빌어? 갑자기 왜 이래? 자존심도 없니?
나 지금 벼랑 끝이야. 그딴 거 챙길 여유 없어.
Number 3 is your strength. Focus on your strength. So the moment when Do-san decided to step down as a CEO, this is one of the major key moments to where I fall in love with this movie or this series and dramas. It is an announcement that is disapproved by many, right? His parents, himself, Young-san, Chol-san. Given the fact that Do-san is the original founder and he's the best coder and the company will not run without him. However, this drama is the typical underdog story, feel-good story, work hard to get your dreams. This is some things we've seen so many times in the fictional world. That they didn't stray away from the business fundamentals is that put people in, this is the HR position, put people in the position that they shine the most. Do-san's biggest strength obviously is his genius coding ability. He can make some crazy freaking shit happen on his computer, right? Dalmi, on the other hand, is a natural leader. She has a compelling vision. She has a huge why, and she can, like, her why can rally a whole entire army, right? On top of that, she has great communication skills. She can talk to people. She can sell her vision. She can sell her dreams. She can make this beautiful presentation happen. That's what a CEO needs. So the team achieved so much more when Do-san decided to step out, fit in the position that fit him the most, and enable Dalmi to be in the best position that she can do, right? And that's when, Sam Santek became the big thing that we see right now.
우리 삼산텍 CEO가 되죠.
기꺼이.
Number 4 that I want to talk about, and this is kind of like a theme throughout this whole movie as well, is your confidence. Running a business requires an enormous amount of confidence. And don't get me wrong, being the rookie manager like myself, being the rookie business owner like myself, it hits your confidence constantly, and it takes a huge effort to continue moving forward. So with Do-san, that's one of the reasons why I love this character, because when he first started, we see this guy who is, a little kid who's always inferior, who feels like I don't deserve what's going on. I never deserve these things, right? He's always guilty, he's always scared, he's always afraid, he feels like he's not good enough. And then at the end, when he came back, he literally just came up to Dalmi and said, "What's your vision? What's your dream? What do you want to achieve? Let me know and I will get it done. I will make it happen regardless." How I love it. It was amazing to see that. Dalmi always had that in her, I feel like. Obviously, there's a moment where she feels a little inferior about herself, but for the most part, she just tie up her hair and go in and conquer, from the coffee shop chaos in the beginning of the movie to the presentation at the end, to the hackathon, to demo day, to confront Jung Saha, to stop being a little bitch on the team, stuff like that. Your confidence in your own success plays a vital part in making sure that it is going to be successful. If you ever want to convince yourself why you may not be able to achieve this thing, think like Dalmi. Why not me? Why not me?
타잔이 있는 세상엔 우리 아버지 같은 사고는 없었으면 해. 할머니도 안심하고 다니셨으면 좋겠고. 가능해?
그 정도는 5년 반 안에 가능해. 뭐 제대로 스케일업해서 R&D에 투자하면 3년 안에도 가능하고.
우리 입찰에 성공할까?
당연하지.
너가 그랬잖아. 경험 삼아 해보자고.
바뀌었어. 그냥 아니고 경험도 아니야. 해낼 거야.
지르고 수습 못하면 사기꾼이라던데.
수습해야지. 길을 쓰고.
And the last one is my favorite part, which is the thrill. Running a business means it's going to be a roller coaster. You will have your highest of the high, you'll feel like you've got it done, and you'll also have time where it's like, dang, I thought I've made it, what's going on, what's happening, everything is falling apart. It is not going to be easy, and there will be time you don't think you'll make it, there will be time you want to quit, there will be time that you feel like there should be something easier. This is over. But the thrills from being on the edge of it being pushed out of the game, and the desperation of wanting to come back and make something happen for all the work you put in, that thrill that really makes you wanna, when you're, I'm not saying that just young people do this, but when you're young, that's something that I feel like you should try at least once. And once you try it once, you want to do it again. You really do. And that's really what relates to me the most, because there's so many times that I feel like, why am I doing this? Is this like this? Nah. But it's the thrill of getting things done and making things happen, and you know that you've done it like with your own hands. Like, I've done this from the beginning. It's amazing, and you should definitely try it out when you're young. I just want to say that. And there was one scene when Dalmi said, I think I like hard things. I think I like to do things the hard way. That hit me hard. That really inspired me to keep going what I'm doing. Overall, I think this is a great drama. I think drama is about following your dream, making things done, starting up your world, doing things when you are young, with some romance tangled in it as well. Some of the lessons that we can learn from this drama is obviously pretty huge when it comes to the startup world, like the acquire, stealing technologies, the key personnel, shareholder list. Some of these I'm like, oh shoot, things I could think about in the future too. And I'm glad I haven't made any of these mistakes yet. But I really believe that this is a worth watching drama. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. There's some plot holes, but I think overall it really inspired a young generation to start, dreaming big and really going out there and changing the world. So thank you to the script writer, thank you to the cast, thank you for delivering such a great dramas, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the dramas and enjoy my channel. Please like and subscribe.
내가